ready for first track day of the season. So been working on the car. Saw in the last video, made some spring cups for the rear. Made a few changes between seasons, I guess if you'd say, but really no changes up here in the engine bay, nothing. In the rear, I did fix those upper spring cups and went up to from a 600 to a 650 pound rear spring because my rear bar is adjustable and I was using a lot of rear bar. So I backed off the sway bar just a little bit. So hopefully we don't have a car that's too loose and too tight, but can adjust that further at the track. Only other handling change made is gonna be right here. Still running some Nancanes, but I went to the CRS2 version 2, or the CRS version 2. I had the AR1s. Actually, I've got the old AR1s. The 225 still had a lot of meat left on them. So I saved those for some street tires, but run those on the front for the street. But so same size, 245s in the front, 225 in the back. So no change there. Although the CRSs are a little bit wider when you look at the numbers than the AR1s. But everything I saw said that these are supposed to be easily a second to a second and a half faster. I am going, though, to a track I've never been on in the form of Artesa at the Podium Club down in Casa Grande. And I've never been on that track, so I don't have a base time. Although next month's event will be at Radford, and I do have a time there to compare to. So that's the changes really outside. Just did the engine oil filter, did the transmission fluid with the CAZ diff fluid, since I have a CAZ limited slip diff. The other change that was done is getting rid of these things. You'll recognize those as seat sliders. I've run seat sliders. They're still on the passenger side. And I gotta tell you, it's been a pain in my back and neck for a long time. On these cars, only one side locks. So under high G's, you can actually feel the seat shift a little bit. The other thing is that, we can show you here, it's just how thick they are. It raises the seat easily 1.25 inches in the car. And what that results in is my head, because this car has a sunroof, and if you know the headliners on these come down more on the sunroof cars, my head hits right there all the time, and it's worn a nice mark on the helmet. The other thing, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever noticed it, but you definitely notice it when you are in a race seat, is that the steering wheel is not centered on the seat in most cars. And when I measured it, it was about 1.25 inches to the left. So I just dropped a string line and measured to the seat. And so what I did was just recreated something to replace the sliders, and basically just got some flat bar stock. And I apologize, the lighting is not the best. Just some flat bar stock that's 2 inches wide. Bent it to match the bends of the sliders, and then bolted my seats right down to it. They're still old brakes. I had my wife in the car to help set the rear sway bar, make sure it wasn't under any tension since I adjusted that, so I need to pull those out. But yeah, so now the seat is about 1.25 inches, a little over 1.25 inches lower, almost 1.5 inches, and it's centered now on the steering wheel. So that's, nice in the sense that I'm centered on the steering wheel. The other nice thing is that with the seat being as high as it was, my legs would rub on the bottom of the steering wheel. And I actually had to drive without this cushion. So I just sat on the fiberglass of the seat, and it was really uncomfortable. So I'm looking forward to having a cushion. And so we're gonna try that and see. It doesn't feel amazingly different, like relation to the shifter and all that, but you can definitely feel the difference when you just reach your hands forward, you're centered, and it does actually give me a nicer view to my shift light, which I think I've shown you guys before, but sorry. Gives you a little bit clearer view of that since it's not being blocked at all by the seat. So those are the changes. Just a few for this event, and looking forward to it. First time on a new track. That's always fun. So next video will be an update on how things went. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.